Hey everybody, it's Dan with Pain for You. In this video I want to talk about pity parties. And it's really easy when you're hurting, when you have chronic symptoms, when things aren't going well. Things are really kind of shitty, to be honest. Very easy to get into the mode where we're throwing ourselves a pity party and we complain to others about how my life sucks and this isn't, I don't deserve this and what the hell's wrong and why, I found this Sarno stuff and this isn't working and, I should be better by now, and I'm really pissed off because I've read stories of other people who have gotten better in days, weeks, months, years, whatever, but I should be better by now. I've been doing this stuff, I've been reading Sarno for months or years and I'm still not better, and right? Looks like a pity party, right? So I guess the question is, how long are you going to choose to throw that pity party? I have no problem with you having a bad day and saying, shit, today really sucks. Fine, have that pity party. If you got a sympathetic ear near you who's willing to listen to you, great, do that. But at some point, you got to pick yourself back up and say, all right, the pity party's not helping me. What can I do differently today? Just like that video yesterday from Groundhog Day. What can I do differently today so that I can stop throwing this pity party? What can I do differently? And a pity party is nothing more than, you know how I teach the various components of getting better, the knowledge, the self-assessment, and the acceptance, the TMS is what's going on with me. And then there's the feeling process, right? Feeling your emotions, soothing yourself. That's kind of the process side of it. And then there's mindset. Well, when you're throwing yourself a pity party all the time because you're not better yet, what do you think you're doing with that mindset over here? You've thrown it out the window and kicked it down the street, right? You're basically screwing up one of the biggest components of getting better, the mindset. And so a pity party is nothing more than feeling sorry for yourself. And I get it. I spent 13 years in pain, much of which I was laying on the floor with my knees up staring at the ceiling. So I get it. And I had plenty of pity parties. And that could have been why it took me so damn long to get better. So if you're throwing yourself a pity party all day long, every day, you really got to check yourself and say, is this helping me? What am I getting out of this? Do you want sympathy or do you want to get better? Because sympathy, that only buys you so much. Yes, it's nice to have other people feel for you. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your pain. That must be awful. Great. What does that do for you? Other than reaffirm, poor you, right? And so I'm not getting in anybody's face here. I totally understand that overwhelming feeling of my life sucks. However, it doesn't help us. And you're basically saying, I'm going to completely ignore the mindset aspect of getting better. Because if all you're doing is bitching about your symptoms and your pain, and it's the most important pressing thing that gains all of your attention all day long, brain science, folks, brain science, it's not going to let go. Because you're telling and instructing the brain that pain is the most important thing in your life. And look, these pity parties really don't help us. And they actually just make us feel worse. Because, one of the things I often say, we believe the things we think and say most often. So how do you think you're going to feel if the most often thing you say to yourself is, my life sucks, I'll never get better? Poor me, pity party, let's throw a pity party. Poor me, my life sucks, I'm never going to get better, this hasn't worked yet, so it's not going to work tomorrow either. Do you think you're going to feel good about life? Do you think you're going to feel good about yourself if that is the thing that you think and say most often? Because again, the things you think and say most often, you actually believe. And then that reticular activating system starts scanning the horizon for evidence that that's actually true. And if you believe that your life sucks and you're never going to get better, your brain's going to find examples and confirmation of that. Yep, You've been suffering for years, and you're going to keep on suffering. And every time you get up from the couch and it hurts, your brain's going to go, yep, there's proof. So look, guys, what you think and say most often is essentially what you believe, and what you believe is what you look to confirm. And when you look to confirm it, boom, there's your reality. So do you think a pity party is going to help you? It's not. And so as much as possible, focus on the mindset. Focus on not really giving a damn whether you hurt or not. How much fun can you have today, right? I've said that before. And I know a lot of people were like, what, are you kidding me? I could barely get off the floor. Okay, so watch stupid cat videos on the floor. There's a million funny things on the internet. Go do that. Laugh. Call up a friend. Call up a family member. You know, there's a million things you can do to have a better day than simply lay on the floor having a pity party. And I am not unsympathetic to the amount of pain that you may be in, or the amount of agony your symptoms are creating. I am not unsympathetic. I totally get it, because I was there for 13 years. But if you think complaining that you're really frustrated that this hasn't worked yet, and that I should be better by now, and I've read every book, and I've done coaching with all sorts of TMS experts, and I've joined this program and that program, and I've been feeling my emotions or journaling for 6 months straight, and I'm not better, and it really pisses me off when other people have gotten better. It's not going to help you. So, like yesterday's Groundhog Day movie, what do you need to learn from today? Well, I felt shittier after my pity party. I actually felt worse, physically and certainly emotionally. And so mindset is key here, folks. And if you are just going to wallow in self-pity, it's going to be really hard to dig yourself out of the quicksand and start to create the life you want. So this may seem a little bit in your face, and I am, again, not picking on anybody who gets into the pity party mode. I'm just strongly encouraging you to take a good hard look at it and say, is this truly helping me? If you want sympathy and you've got sympathetic people around you, sure, pity party's going to help you. But you know what? That gets tired. That gets old. And the people around you don't want to just hear you complain all day long. And frankly, set aside the people around you. You really don't want to hear yourself complain all day long. It doesn't help. It just makes you more emotionally depressed and despondent and desperate for a cure, right? It's not going to help you. So if you keep on throwing yourself pity parties, ask yourself, is that helping me? Is that getting me anywhere? You're going to find the answer is absolutely not. Now, if you're used to doing it and you're in the habit of doing it, okay. Well, guess what? With some awareness, when you start going into that pity party and putting on your little, party pooper hat, realize I don't have to stay in this pity party. I don't have to go into it in the first place. And you can choose how you go about your day. So does this stuff make sense? And if anybody's offended here, please, please don't be. I'm really just trying to shed light on the fact that these pity parties don't help us. They don't make us feel better. They certainly don't make the people around us that we're complaining to feel better, because they feel kind of helpless. They don't know what to do for us. And they just lock in the belief that your life sucks. Your brain looks for more and more confirmation of it, which it finds. And again, we believe the things we think and say most often. So if you're constantly complaining about symptoms or pains, your brain's going to come to the conclusion that life really sucks. So, shift your mindset. Develop an attitude of indifference. Look to have as much fun as you can have each and every day. And you may just find that these pity parties happen a lot less frequently. And when you do have them, they're much shorter. So, with that, I'm going to wish you guys well. Let me know what you think. Are you still having pity parties all the time? If you are, you might want to rethink that. So, I do love you guys. Thanks for your attention and your all your positive feedback really is what keeps me going. So, love you, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.